Welcome back to the first episode of HBX Reacts. Let's get it. So today we're going to be watching the interview with Ariel Helwani and Keyshawn Davis. For those of you who don't know, Keyshawn Davis is a 135-pound fighter. Well, I believe he's moving up to 140 now. But the backstory behind this, more or less, is he had a fight recently where he was going to defend his title against Edwin De Los Santos. I'm guessing he was trying to make weight, miss weight. He had to be at 135. I think came over 4-point-something pounds over the actual limits. So it was like some controversy behind that, being like he's a champion, how is he going to miss weight? But, you know, boxers grow, so we can't really get mad at him for that. It happens to the best of them. So, long story short, the same card he was supposed to fight on, which was in his hometown, it was in Virginia. I forgot what part of Virginia he's from, but it was from Virginia. So that same fight, his brother had a fight on that card. Abdullah Mason won the fighting on that card as the main event. But he still came up to support his brother even with the problems. People had a problem with that, saying, oh, you're supposed to be miserable because if you miss weight, you caused the event to lose the headliner. You didn't make weight. You're not dedicated. You're not serious. And then you're going to come to the game. To the fight the very next day, eat popcorn, celebrate for your brother. It's a bunch of crap. So I think even though he missed weight, he should still be able to go support his brother. So neither here nor there, none of my business. I don't really care. But just giving you guys the gist of what happened. After the fight, his brother wound up losing the fight. After his fight, there was rumors and allegations that him and his other brother went into the locker room of the opponent, beat the opponent up, whatever the case was. Sometime after that, I don't know how many minutes or whatever, but I was watching those fights live, because I'm actually very excited about seeing Abdullah fight. There was some time afterwards, there was an altercation that happened backstage in the hallway. I'm guessing they ran into each other. Both sides ran into each other again. Another altercation happened, and it just turned into some more chaos and mess. So he hasn't really spoken out publicly since this happened. This is his first interview back, if I'm not mistaken. He probably said maybe one or two things on Instagram about the situation, but my take on it is he messed up. He made a mistake. Well, what people forget to understand, that he's still a young man. He's still growing. He's still young. So who knows if the spotlight, the stardom, got to his head. Maybe things happen. Maybe he was living too fast and it all came crashing at once. But the problem is, when you're in the public eye, people look at it and they say, "Oh, he's a elite athlete. He should be a little bit more of this." People make mistakes. Everyday life, people make mistakes. People know things that they're not supposed to do, and by chance or by desperation or by need, they want to making those mistakes. Imagine being his age, a young man, just became world champion, finally completed the goals that he wanted in his life, that he set for. Because I know his goal in the boxing was to obviously win Olympics, but the main goal was always to become a world champion in the sport of boxing. He became a champion in the sport of boxing. He did everything that he set out to do. And with that, he gained a little bit more popularity. So with the popularity and the stakes that was going on, obviously things happened. So he probably made a mistake. I don't knock him for it. I wish him a speedy recovery. I wish him, because people always learn about the physical. Mental health was also a part of that. He has spoken out about some mental health things that he had. So I'm rooting for you, Keyshawn. Keep it up. I ain't gonna lie, I wasn't always a fan, but you're in my fandom. I appreciate you, Keyshawn. Keep it up. Wish you a speedy recovery. We're going to check out this interview, react to it, give our personal opinions, and tell the truth. No bias. Keyshawn, I fucks with you, but if I hear anything that comes out of this interview that's not right, I got to call a spade a spade. So let's just get into it.
I'm not up here trying to win nobody over. I'm not up here down talking nobody. I'm up here saying that I'm wrong, and when I come at the boxing, I'm gonna be a better person because of God, honestly.
Very excited to talk to our...
Also, shout out to Ariel Helwani. I like what you're doing, brother. You've been doing it for a while. You started off in the UFC. For those of you who don't know, you're doing great on the show. Keyshawn, I respect what you said. You're not looking for attention. You're not looking to try to gain people's... You're not looking to right the wrongs that you did in terms of changing the mind of the people, but you want to right your wrongs and let the world know that you made a mistake. You're owning up to this mistake, and that's why we're here. So, I commend you, brother.
Our next guest, because he has not done any interviews to the best of my knowledge. June 7th was supposed to be a massive homecoming for him. He was supposed to make his first title defense against Edwin De Los Santos. unfortunately, he missed weight prior to that fight, and the fight never actually happened. Then all kinds of craziness happened on fight night. It was supposed to be a huge night for him at the Scope in Virginia, in Norfolk to be exact. He is from there. We've had him on the show before, and it was one of my favorite interviews of the year because he opened his heart, he opened his soul, and I said on that night at just 26, this guy is the future face of American boxing. Well, he is still the future face of American boxing, but nothing in life just goes like this. There's ups, there's downs, and right now, he's on the upswing. He's trying to make a bit of a comeback, if you will. An unexpected one, but that's life. Curveballs are thrown your way. So without further ado, let us say hello to the businessman, the one and only Keyshawn Davis, who is kind enough to join us in the studio here and now. My man, please welcome. It's great to see you again.
Yes, sir.
How are you? How are you? Thank you so much for coming in.
Shout out
To be
Keyshawn.
honest, I got a DM from you on Sunday,
Yeah.
and I was like, here, let me put and that's a sick shirt, by the way.
I move this. Let me.
And I was like, is this really him?
I move this
Just
out
like
the
your
way just for
picture was
now,
black, and I don't
so
know
you
if
guys can
someone
see
was
what I'm
messing
seeing.
with me, but it is apparently really you.
Yeah, it's me, man. It's me.
Okay, welcome back.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing great, honestly. Taking day by day.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you change your picture to black, by the way?
Probably like a month, 2 weeks ago, something like that.
Okay. What does that represent?
A comeback.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave this right
Is
here.
that
Actually,
like clean slate?
I'm gonna leave it down here.
Yeah, basically, it's
I don't want to review.
basically I
Review
can say
video.
like just a restart. The word I'm looking for, just a restart.
Okay. So let us start at maybe the beginning of this story.
Sure.
We spoke to you on Fight Week. We spoke to you just a couple of days before the weigh-ins.
Yeah.
You're fighting Edwin De Los Santos, talking about you being the future face of American boxing. It's
Yeah.
the homecoming. It's your first title defense at home. All the things we don't have to go over it.
Right.
And then we get to the weigh-ins.
Right.
The next day, it was Thursday,
Yeah.
and you missed weight by 4.3.
Yeah.
Let's start there.
Okay.
Why did you miss weight?
Undisciplined. Undisciplined for sure. Not being true to myself as well.
What does that mean, not being true to yourself?
You gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. They asked him why you missed weight. He said he was undisciplined. He was untrue to himself. So you gotta respect that. Commend that. He's not holding back. He's not saying, "Oh no, this, that, and the third." He's trying to say he messed up, and he's owning for him messing up. So shout out to Keyshawn.
Just knowing that it's probably time to move up, and just knowing how my body feeling, and just trying to basically sacrifice because I got another homecoming fight, and I want to defend my title in my hometown. So just basically took a sacrifice and just to try to make the weight again, and it just didn't turn out that way. I was telling my team during the Baranchik fight. I told my team, I said, "Look, this is my last time doing this, for real." But after you win and I'm a world champ now, so it's a lot of opportunities and all that stuff. Like, man, just defend it one time, man. And you going back home and they just making it sound real good. So I'm like, all right, I do it, whatever. I can. I'm staying active, you know what I'm saying? I don't shoot up in weight, so it's like, all right, I should be straight, you know what I'm saying? Guess that was a wrong call.
Okay, and so did you know, like at what?
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't want to say it's the wrong call because you tried. You try to do it. You try to appease yourself. You try to appease your fans. You try to do the right thing, what you thought people wanted you to do. So I won't say it was a mistake, brother. It's a lesson. It's a lesson. It's definitely a lesson. It's a lesson where next time you feel like that, don't do it again. As long as you could turn that mistake into a positive, even though it was a bad mistake, as you would say, it's a lesson, brother. You learned. You learned. That's how you grow in life. You learn. So don't be too down on yourself.
What point did you get the sense that this is not going to go well?
I'm throwing a party.
Sorry about the ass. Sorry about the ass.
This is
Sorry
gonna
about
be
the
my
ass.
biggest book ever. No.
I can say during fight week, honestly, like I'm like, damn, this weight coming off, it's not coming off like it usually do. You know what I'm saying? And just the day of the weigh-ins, I'm trying to sit in the bath and all that stuff. The weight literally just was not coming off, and I'm skinny as hell, dehydrated and stuff. So I'm just like, man, it is what it is. I just can't get it off.
Do you think that's because of decisions you made in the training camp, like meaning you didn't prepare yourself for the cut properly, or was it just something about that week?
No, honestly, I got a nutritionist. I had a nutritionist ever since my stomach issues. And his name is Alan. and he been with me ever since my stomach issues. So training camps, like as far as me eating, my eating habits and all that stuff, I have great eating habits. You know what I'm saying? I don't really play by my eating.
Okay.
Especially now that I have some stomach issues, because that's a real thing. You know,
I don't know what the stomach issues are. I got to look into that.
Camp, like,
Never heard of them.
Eating and stuff like that. And coming into fight week, me knowing that, I'm like, damn, this junk supposed to be just coming right off. Because honestly, that was the most disciplined I ever been in camp. Because I'm knowing that Baranchik weigh-ins was like kind of hard. So I'm like, all
right. Keyshawn, I gotta call it out. You started the interview by saying you was very undisciplined, and then now you're saying this is one of the most disciplined you've ever been. You can't do that. You can't say I'm not disciplined, but this is the most disciplined I've ever been. So that means you're never disciplined? No, brother. That's I know it's a bad choice of words. You probably don't mean it that way. Or maybe it was taken out of context the first, but you just said you wasn't that disciplined, and now you're saying you was very disciplined. So come on, you gotta catch those.
all right, well, I'm definitely gonna be strict to my diet in camp this time around. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't the diet at all, for real.
Okay. So you get on the scale and you're over by 4.3. Obviously, at that point, it's not a surprise, right?
Right.
What did you think was going to happen? Did you think that the fight would proceed? What were you thinking at that point?
Honestly, I fought myself for this part right here, how I was like carrying it. And again, I fought myself for it, but I was super cocky, arrogant, thinking that he just gonna take the fight anyways. Because I did it at one point in time with the limos fight. And
all right, so you see, that's the truth of it right there. That's the truth right there. He fought, he did what he had to do, but he knew that he wasn't gonna be able to make the weight, but he felt like, fuck it, he's gonna take this fight anyway. So I don't care if I don't make the weight. That's a little bit of the cockiness that he must have been feeling because of all the attention he's been getting. He probably felt like, I think at the time Aaron De Los Santos was like off for like a year or two. Maybe he needed the money, so he probably felt like, fuck it, I know I'm not gonna make weight, but he's gonna take the fight anyway. And since if he takes the fight, I'm definitely gonna beat him. Obviously gonna beat him. I'm coming over 4, almost 5 pounds overweight. So he probably was like, fuck it. And that's what it was. He probably didn't think it was going to be as much repercussions as he actually had. He knew he was going to lose the belt. But sometimes in boxing, it ain't really about the belt. It's about getting those dubs, beating this guy that Shakur would say, that people would say Shakur struggled with, even though Shakur had one hand. So he did a masterful performance. Was it the most exciting fight to watch? No. But to be fighting with one hand and put on the type of show that he put on, you gotta commend that and respect that. And I hate that narrative that Shakur is not a good fighter. Shakur is an amazing fighter. Shakur is one of the best fighters out there. Shakur is going to be one of the greatest of all time. If Keyshawn keeps on the way he is, there's a possibility that he'll be one of the greatest of all time. But realistically speaking, the real cause of it wasn't that he wasn't not disciplined, is that he knew he wasn't going to be able to make the weight at a certain point in the camp, but he felt like the fight was still going on. So that's the issue right there.
And then just thinking that, it's a big event and there's no way like he can not fight. You know what I'm saying? And he's a fighter. All that's going through my head during that moment. So I'm just thinking like, yeah, he'll take it. You know what I'm saying? I didn't come overweight on purpose. That's not what champions do. That's not what I do. You know what I'm saying? I didn't I'm gonna come in 4 pounds overweight on purpose. Hell no, I ain't do that. But I just thought that he still was gonna take it. You know what I'm saying? And
that's real shit right there.
Did want to take the fight,
you gotta commend that. That's real shit right there.
Team told him it wasn't really a good idea.
Real shit right there. You gotta commend that.
Your body language and all that stuff on the scale, and they did say it doesn't seem like you have remorse. It doesn't seem like you care. You're sort of confirming that here. Like you're sort of saying like you were cocky to the point where you're like, all right, I fucked up, but this fight is still gonna go through.
No, I wouldn't honestly say that. Honestly, I was fucked up by that joint. I just coming from where I come from, and this just. People can take it for what it is. This is the honest truth. Coming from where I come from, I learned how to build a barrier to where I would never let... After the Olympics, when I lost the gold medal, I learned how to put up a barrier to where people can never see me hurt. People can never see me down. And honestly, after I lost in the Olympics, that was the most hurt.
I'm going to tell you the truth. That's true, though. I can understand 100%. I feel like I got that same barrier. I don't like people to see me hurt. I don't like people to relic in my downfalls. I don't do any of that. I don't look for sympathy. I don't want, even if I'm going through the worst time of my life, you would never know. The only way you would know is if I tell you personally. So I can kind of commend that. And I don't know where he's from. I know he's from Virginia. I don't know what it's like to live over there. But coming from where I'm from, which is the Bronx, New York, it's the same thing. So I do commend that.
I ever was in the public eye, and I didn't show it. You ain't see not one, nothing. You know what I'm saying? So I learned how to build that shit up, honestly. And it backfired on me. Because when I was hearing all like the people saying, oh, he doesn't really care, I'm like, damn, why are these people saying that? Because before I came to the scale, people don't even know what I was doing for real. People don't know how I was really like feeling inside. But when I actually went back and had time to reflect on everything, I'm like, damn, Keyshawn, you did a great job not showing that shit. You know what I'm saying? But that shit backfired on you, bro. Now people think you don't care when that shit really fucked me up, bro, for real.
Okay. And so when you found out that he wasn't taking the fight, and now this event that you're supposed to be headlining, it's the homecoming, all this stuff.
Yeah.
How did that sit with you?
I was hurt, man. I was out with, not out, but my family was in town, and I was just sitting around my family and stuff, and they would just ask me like, Keyshawn, is he still gonna fight? He's still gonna fight? I'm like, I don't know. My team working out with his team. Again, I'm still thinking like, I think he's gonna take it though. I think he's gonna take it. So when I got that call,
that's the real truth of the fight. He really thought that he was just gonna take the fight. He said to himself, it doesn't matter. He's gonna take the fight, and that's after he knew. I'm not saying he went into the fight thinking that. I'm saying that once he realized he wasn't making a weight, he was like, oh, he's still gonna take the fight. He's still gonna take the fight. It's gonna look bad that I missed weight, but he's still gonna take the fight. Let's not worry about it.
I talked to him, of course, and I hung up. You could just feel my energy switch. So they all looking at me like, I'm like, yeah, it ain't gonna happen. They just like, fuck. It's hard reliving this shit for real, but
I'm sorry, but I appreciate
that whole day, like after I got that.
It's hard reliving it, and I'm gonna tell you why, and I'm gonna tell you 100% why. He's probably a secret person, and I'm not saying that in a bad way. He's probably a person that don't really like his business out there. And the minute he reached the peak of his level, the minute he reached the championship status, the popularity that he was looking for, probably the best paydays he's ever going to get, it all came crashing down. And not only did it come crashing down, it came crashing down in the public eye. Now he's looked at as not responsible. He's looking at not disciplined. Now he's looking at an asshole, and for lack of a better words. I don't feel like that at all. I feel like he's a young man. He made a mistake, but that's why it's hard for him to relive that, because that was really a pain in his life. It was really a pain. And the reason why his first interview back is with Ariel Helwani is because Ariel Helwani makes him feel safe. Not in a AO way, but Ariel Helwani, he knows that he's not going to judge him. He's going to be serious. He's going to be open-minded. He's not going to treat him like he's a piece of crap. Ariel Helwani is not going to press too many bad issues, and when he does ask questions that Keyshawn doesn't want to feel like answering, he's going to do it in a way that's respectable. That's why he fucks with Ariel Helwani, and you got to respect that.
That phone call, like, that he wasn't going to take the fight, something in me was just like, Keyshawn, you got to change, bro. You got to be better. You got to do better. You got
respect. Shout out, Keyshawn.
Like, boom. It was just like, boom, like, everything hit me. Like, all my wrongs, everything that I thought that was right, that I could have just did better, it just started hitting me. I'm like, damn. Now I gotta be in front of my people. I gotta explain this and explain that. When something's supposed to be on a super high, now I'm on a super low. Like, just like that. It's like, fuck.
Real shit.
Now we here.
Was there a point where it's like, okay, we're talking about money, there's a negotiation, and like they wanted you to give up more or something, and you were like, no? Did it ever get to that point as far as, and was there more that you could have done to salvage the fight, or ultimately did they say, no, we don't want to fight someone who came in 4.3 over?
I think it was more so like it was his team, it wasn't him, because they asked for like a significant amount of money. I'm talking like over 100.
And were you willing to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
I told my team, I said, at the end of the day, it's my fault, and I gotta accept everything that comes with it. Whatever he asks for, I'm willing to do, because it's my fault. It's not because it's in my city. It's not because I'm main event. And if I was on the undercard, I would be saying the same thing. You know what I'm saying? It's my fault, so I gotta do anything in his power to make him feel comfortable fighting me. So I was willing to give up the bread and stuff like that, you know. But again, it wasn't on De Los Santos like how shit be on me. It was on his team. So I guess his team was looking at how I was carrying shit, and they was like, man, F him, bro. We good.
I'm not gonna lie, he's taking a lot of responsibility. I don't know what happened behind the scenes, but I have no reason to believe that he's lying about that. He's been truthful about a lot of stuff on his podcast. So I kinda respect what he's saying, and I kinda gotta understand and pretty much give him his respect. So those of you out there who don't believe him, that's on you. But me personally, I believe him.
I guess they probably put a little money in De Los Santos' pocket into his next fight, you know what I'm saying, and what about their business. But his team it was definitely his team. And I also want to say this on air. Weigh-ins. It was weigh-ins when we was about to do our stare-off, and I missed weight. We was about to do our stare-off, and they wasn't trying to let us do our stare-off. So I'm like, I'm agitated. I'm like, what is y'all doing? Like, I'm not going to do nothing to him. Like, just let us continue it. You know what I'm saying? I was so confused, and as I was stepping up to him, I smacked. It's so much going on that I didn't even realize what I was doing. For real. That's why I whatever. I smacked his promoter hand out the way, like disrespectfully, and I forgot his name, but he's a well-known. And I'm saying this to say I apologize to you, sir, because you old enough to be my father, probably my grandfather, and nobody of that age should even be, you know what I'm saying, should even be going through that. And I apologize to you, sir, for real. And I honestly feel like it was that moment that made his promoter be like, nah, forget this kid.
Okay.
Honestly, that's
that could be true.
You talk to Edwin,
but you got to give him respect for apologizing.
Conversations.
I DM'd him, he DM'd me back, but it wasn't
in the midst of all this.
No, it was after. It was after the fact.
What was that like? We're skipping here, but just curious.
Yeah. I asked for his number because I just wanted to talk about certain things, just to get clarity. But honestly, I never called him because it was just like, F it, it is what it is.
Wait, so he responded and gave you his number?
For sure.
And then you never called him?
For sure.
So you asked him, but then didn't want to actually go through with it?
For sure, because it was just like, I just didn't want to touch on that situation anymore. Because it was just like, man, I'm just going to move on from it.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It was just like, I at this point, we all know top rank situation. You know what I'm saying? They still figuring things out. So it's like, I can't even be like, yo, let's try to, it's really nothing. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I was kind of,
Nah. What he's saying is the truth, but he's trying to word it in a way that sounds more respectful. But the truth of the matter is, after he got the number, when he wrote it, he felt what he felt like. After he got the number, he's like, yo, there's not really nothing I could do, nothing I could say. And I don't know if this is going through his mind. Who's to know if they're going to record what I'm saying? They're going to take out of context again what I did, what I'm saying. So I'm not even going to be willing to go through that. That's probably why he actually never made the phone call. I'm not speaking for him, but that's my understanding of what he's trying to say right now. But realistically speaking, when those type of situations and when they could get the clout off of you, you never know. So I'm guessing that's probably why he did. There's not really nothing I could do to fix this, nothing I could do to say, nothing I can say. The only thing that can come back from this is that they could record this. This can go the wrong way. I don't need no more bad publicity. Or maybe he spoke with somebody from Top Rank, his promoter, that said, hey, I'm going to make this phone call and talk to him. And they probably told him it's not a good idea, which is why he changed his mind. But that's what I'm getting from that.
I was moving off emotion when I reached out to him. You understand what I'm saying? So as things just started settling in, and I just let things just, I'm like, man, the best thing to do is just move forward. Just try to move forward the best as possible. There's no point in just keep touching on what already happened.
That's a fact.
During that fight week, when they had the presser, you and Abdullah Mason had a bit of a back and forth.
Right.
And now, as a result of this, he ends up headlining in your hometown.
Right.
Did that just add insult to injury at that point? Or at this point, was so much shit going on, like it didn't even matter? Because there was some sort of irony that the guy that you were talking about,
right,
and maybe some might say a little dismissive of, like, okay,
right,
and now he's headlining, that he got the opportunity, now it's his coming out party.
Right.
Did that annoy you?
No, he deserved it. He deserved it. And I also want to say that
you gotta respect that.
In a way,
you gotta respect that. You gotta respect that. The fact that he said that he deserves it, he knows that he did everything right. Keyshawn's the one that made a mistake. Abdullah deserves it. Shout out to Abdullah, one of the best 135 pounders. I can't wait to see how your career plays out, brother.
I was wrong for doing that to a dude. Look at that. End of the day, I'm 26. I'm way older than him. Honestly, I remember he was in the amateurs and I was on the Olympic team, and he wanted to. I remember. I know Adula very well. You know what I'm saying? So, I know his father, his brothers, and all that. They good people. So, like, honestly, in a way, I was kind of wrong for doing that to Adula. Honestly, and I don't think he really deserve an apology because at the end of the day, it's sport.
He had a lot of time to sit back and observe everything he's done.
A little better, but
that's a sign of a man that's really trying to change. That's a sign of a man that really sat there and trying to make his wrongs right.
My emotions during that week, and I could just went about it a better way.
When you say your own personal reasons, what do you mean by that? Like, what was going on?
I mean, you know, everybody go through stuff, but it's still like a way you still need to conduct yourself as a professional. And I feel like, honestly, during that whole week, I wasn't really doing that. You know, it was a lot of things that, you know, I was doing backstage that wasn't right. Like, also, I want to apologize to Tim Bradley while I'm up here. Tim Bradley, you know, the dispute that we had, and hopefully one day we can address it, and hopefully one day you can forgive me for it. But I apologize to you too, Tim Bradley, because you old enough to be my father, you know what I'm saying? I came at you the way I shouldn't have came at you. You know what I'm saying? And, I apologize to you too.
I commend him for apologizing, but Tim Bradley be talking crazy about people. But shout out to Tim Bradley. You do keep it real sometimes, but you be talking crazy sometimes too.
Part of the ESPN broadcast.
Yeah.
What were you arguing about?
It was a video I didn't like that he put out before the fight, and he was basically breaking down me and De Los Santos, and he was saying a lot of things that I didn't agree with. You know what I'm saying? So it was an interview that before I even got to the fighters meeting that we had, and it was a State of Boxing, ESPN.
Yeah.
And you know, we did the interview. I kept it cordial, but after the interview, I told Tim Bradley, "I'm on your ass when I see you." And then, you know, the fire meeting ain't no cameras. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like that was my opportunity to get on them, but it was wrong. For sure, it was wrong. And again, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? It's a better way to, you know, handle things as a professional.
Have you reached out to him?
Nah, because I know I'm going to see him.
Okay.
And I rather, like, something that to that magnitude that happened, I do this.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so, correct me if my read on this is wrong, but it feels like you mentioned this, you know, you mentioned the weight cut stuff, the promoter. That week, because it was the Keyshawn Davis show, the homecoming, if you will, was Keyshawn Davis feeling himself a little bit too much now? Like,
yeah, it was a lot of emotions. Feeling myself.
That's a great question, Ariel. Great question.
I'm in my hometown. Very likable. Everybody loved me. Like, at that time, I didn't make no mistakes. You know what I'm saying? I'm the people's champ. You know what I'm saying? So it was a lot of mixed emotions, for real. And there was a lot of stuff that was just, that shit came fast, bro. That joint was happening fast. And honestly, I'm not happy that all this stuff happened, but it was necessary, because now I get to reflect on.
That right there just lets me know that I could believe what he's saying in this interview. He just took accountability. He just said, hey, listen, he's not making no excuses. He's saying, listen, everything that happened to me, as bad as it was necessary for it to happen. The reason why he said it was necessary for it to happen is because he was living life too fast. He was getting too big-headed. He needed to get humbled, and that's why he's saying this is necessary. He got humbled. He appreciates that he got humbled. Now he appreciates it. I'm pretty sure there was a time where he didn't appreciate it. But looking back, he needed that to happen, because you don't ever know where you're going to go down in the sport. There's a sport where you got to stay humble, stay disciplined. You got to do the right thing. You got to maintain the right things. And you, as great as you are, there's been plenty of examples of people that got too cocky-headed, got too big-headed, and their career just went to the shits. One of the greatest of all time, one of my favorite fighters of all time, second favorite fighter for me all time, Mike Tyson. He got too big, and he wasn't going to be able to ever sustain the success he had early in his career, because once you get too big and you think nobody can beat you, you think you're the top of the world, you start doing the wrong things. Some people dibble and dabble in the wrong stuff. They play with their nose. They take pills. I don't know if Keyshawn does that. I'm not going to put that smut on his name. I'm pretty sure he doesn't do that. But the big-headed, you need to get rid of that sometimes. So commend you, Keyshawn.
Who I was becoming, and when that happened, And I get to look back on from training camp, from before training camp to finally meeting to the press, the weigh-ins, to what happened. It's like, Key, you was going down a rabbit hole. You know what I'm saying? You was becoming a person that if you would have kept this up and you would have kept winning and all that shit would have happened, you would have became something that's that I would want my son to see. You know what I'm saying? So
I believe
what
that
happened. I hate what happened, but what happened is definitely going to change me to a better person.
If your brothers weren't fighting on that on that Friday.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't think Keyshawn's a bad person. I don't think Keyshawn's a terrible person. I think Keyshawn just made a mistake. There's times where people got to learn to understand these people are fighters, bro. These people, they get their aggression out by fighting, by being brutal, by beating things up. So when you're dealing with all that emotion and you're dealing with all that pressure, sometimes your first reaction is to be that person, that fighter that you are. So whether he went into that ring, whether he went into that locker room, whether he missed weight, whether he did the wrong thing that whole weekend, his first reaction is to fight. So people got to understand that, especially being that he's a young man. I don't know how old he is. I'm pretty sure he's in his 20s, early 20s. So being the young man that he is, especially with all that emotion, first time being world champion, first time having this pressure on yourself, first time when you realize that you committed your goals and that everything you set out to be, you actually finally made it. And he made that. Sometimes that pressure's a lot. So when it came crashing down so fast, of course he wanted to fight. That's his natural nature. That's his natural response. So we got to forgive this young man.
Today, would you not have shown up? Is that the only reason why you shown up? Because it's rare for someone to fall through and then show up to the event, because I would imagine it would hurt so much being there.
Right. It was Saturday. But,
it was Saturday. Excuse me.
Yeah. My first Saturday fight. But honestly, if my brothers weren't fighting, I wouldn't have showed up. I didn't want to show up, and they was still fighting because it was just a lot for me. Like it was a lot. Like it took a lot for me to show up. Like for real.
You thought about not showing up?
Yeah, but I knew that I was not going to.
He didn't think about not showing up.
It was just like
his brothers was fighting. He was going to support his brothers no matter what.
But on this facade,
right,
that none of this shit is bothering me. You know what I'm saying? It's like, how the hell can I do this? Knowing damn well this is, now that I ain't fighting, this is severely bothering me. Like, my family had we had the whole fight week planned with bowling events and dinner. So after I missed the weight, I went to my family dinner. And I made that announcement for everybody, the Virginia Beach mayor was there, Norfolk mayor was there. Like
Norfolk, shout out to Norfolk.
Announcement I wasn't fighting. And I was humble about it and stuff like that. And that's when that shit really started hitting. Everybody was walking up to me, my family was like, damn. That shit hit me, bro. So like later that night, I couldn't even really sleep. Like I couldn't really like think for real. So now it's like, damn, the fight, what I'm gonna do, like for real, what I'm gonna do, how I'm gonna act. And it's crazy because I took one picture that night with my son. And I go back and look at that picture and I just look at myself like, damn, Keyshawn, you was fucked up. Like you don't even look right. You don't even look like yourself. And my son just sitting right here next to me, like smiling. I'm like, man, I gotta do better, man. I got.
That's the worst feeling in the world. It's the worst feeling in the world. When you feel that inside of you, and you got your kid with you, and you don't feel like you seeing yourself through the world's eyes. You seeing a picture of yourself, a video of yourself, and you just know that's not who you are. And you see, and that reflection of who you are at that moment, and then to have your little kid in the same picture smiling, enjoying the world, and you know that what you're doing is gonna affect how they see you, or what they're doing is gonna affect the outcome in the future of their life. So I could understand that, and it's tough to deal with. I'm happy he's pulling through.
Gotta get right.
I saw there was one video, I think you were eating popcorn, and people are like, look at this guy, he doesn't even care.
Right.
He just seems like he doesn't have a care in
the world. Hold on.
Obviously not fair.
That's something that was a big thing in the boxing world. Oh, he's sitting there eating popcorn. Oh, look, he don't care, he missed weight. So because he missed weight, he's not allowed to eat no more? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Just because he missed weight, he's allowed to eat. He can still eat. He can still go to restaurants. The fight is off. He doesn't have to make weight until the next fight. He can eat whatever he wants. So he's supposed to starve himself for what? He already missed the weight. It's not like he's starving himself. What is he going to do? People, you see, this is the thing that pissed me off with people. There's no reason in the world why people were mad that this young man was eating popcorn at the stadium. He's allowed to eat whatever he wants, bro. It's his life. It's his life. If he's training for a fight, cool. Don't eat the popcorn. But after he missed weight, fight is over. He's supposed to dwell on it for the rest of his life. Nah, let him eat that popcorn. He can eat whatever he want, bro. That's what pissed me off the most. That was the things like, yo, people nowadays are too far. They're getting too far into other people's business, bro. Like they're getting way too far into other people's business. Way too far. He can eat all the popcorn he wants in this world. What you mean he can't eat popcorn? Come on, bro. Like. Come on, I mean, let me get back into this. That's the type of shit that I hate, though. People get too busy being nosy in other people's lives, bro.
Care, right? Because you clearly did care.
Right. I mean,
now you can't eat popcorn.
Your body language and your demeanor.
It's weird because literally, like during that right there, I didn't even know that shit was gonna get blown out of proportion. That was so weird to me.
That's a fact.
During that moment, I'm eating the popcorn, I'm not paying no attention, but I'm like, I love popcorn, low key. Like I love popcorn. I do the same shit. I tell you, I stuff my mouth with popcorn. No, diddy. So,
hey yo,
my sister like, man, you stop eating that popcorn like that. You doing too much. I'm like, man, I don't care. So I'm looking up like because I'm knowing like they saying that because people probably record. They're like, people probably record you. So I'm looking up like, man, I don't care. I'm eating popcorn. This shit good.
Yeah, you're allowed to eat popcorn.
So
you
like,
definitely allowed to eat popcorn.
Okay, people don't know that.
So you gotta eat that popcorn, boy.
Y'all do know now. Okay, cool. That's that. But in that moment before y'all didn't know, why would that even matter? Because I'm eating popcorn in the day of the fight when I'm supposed to be fighting. The shit is over. I'm not fighting. So why
facts.
was that even the
big facts?
I really don't understand.
I just said the same thing. Like, eat the popcorn all you want, bro. Just be prepared for the next fight. Whether it be at 140, 135, wherever you going next, just be prepared for the next fight. And smoke whoever you fighting.
See you feel bad.
Right, which is why would you want to see somebody down though? It's like I could have shown that
the world love misery.
I apologize.
They want to see you down because the world love misery, Keyshawn. They want to see you down because the world love misery. Who gives a fuck what the world think, bro? Eat your popcorn. Don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you down. You're a man. You're admitting your mistakes. You're taking accountability for your mistakes. That's all that matters. Whoever like it. Whoever don't like it probably didn't like you to begin with. So fuck them.
I could have shown that, and I did the complete opposite. Like just because it's a defense mechanism. I come from the hood, bro. I come from the. You feel me?
Yeah.
So it's really a defense mechanism. So it's like, why would you want to see anybody down anyways? It's like, all right, I messed up. I gotta do better. But why would you want to see me down? I don't get that because I won't want to see nobody down.
They want to see you cry so that way they can make fun of you. That's why.
Devin had that fight with Ryan. It was like everybody was kicking him while he was down. It was like I don't remember me being one of them. You know what I'm saying? It was like I'm not gonna kick somebody while they down. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see nobody down either. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I'm sorry, but when I'm not gonna mess up to that magnitude again. But if I ever do mess up again, okay, I'm gonna carry it a different way. But you still not gonna see me down. You feel me? So that's just still.
Hold your head high no matter what. Hold your head high no matter what. Shout out.
What happened?
A great fight between Kel and my brother. After the fight, I decided to go into his locker room.
Your brother,
right? He beats my brother. Yeah, he beats my brother. Split decision. And after the fight, I just decided to go into his locker room. Now, everything that he's talking about that happened in the locker room is not true. Everything that he's saying that happened in the locker room is not true. He took that moment for me not being in his locker room, and he took that and ran with it and used that shit for what he used it for. And everything just got blown out of proportion.
Tell us what happened. You walk you walk in there thinking you're gonna do what?
Great question, Ariel, because it's kind of beating around the bush right there.
The first fully immersive sleep system. Intelligent.
You have a history with him.
For me, not being in his locker room.
I'm gonna rewind that because it's an important part of the interview.
And use that shit.
Sorry about the ads.
for what he used it for, and everything just got blown out of proportion.
Tell us what happened. You walk and like you walk in there thinking you're gonna do what? You have a history with him, right? You fought him. Right.
So I don't have no problem with him.
Okay, so you walk in there thinking you're...
I'm gonna keep it a buck, Ariel. Great reporting, great questions. Cause why did you walk in there, Keyshawn? I'm sorry, I fucks with you, but there was no reason for you to go in there. You go in there, you know how it's gonna be perceived. But it could have been that he probably went in there with the best intentions, but his buddy started talking crazy, and they fired on him. It could have been that also. It could have been any reason why. He could have went in there for anything, but you shouldn't have been in there.
You're gonna do what?
Man, I walk in there just not trying to fight this dude. I'm not trying to start no altercation. I'm just trying to. First of all, his locker room was right next to ours, so
doesn't matter. You still had no business being in there.
Skip across town to find him.
Yeah.
He was right there. I was going to, say some few words, and it wasn't gonna be nothing crazy, because the fight is over with. You know what I'm saying? But for him to say that I put my hands on him and me and my brother banked him and all that shit, I was like, what? I was shocked, for real. I was thrown off, but it was like, man, at the end of the day, I shouldn't have walked in his locker room anyway. So he just taking that shit and run with it. All right, bet, whatever.
Keep it a buck. At least you admitted it. At least you admitted it. This is why I gotta respect him.
And I put my
This is why I gotta respect him. This is why you have to respect him.
Whatever.
He shouldn't have been in there.
Leave when I don't leave. When I come out and.
This is why you gotta respect him. No matter how you feel, no matter if you like him, you don't like him. This is why you gotta respect him. He said it right there. I shouldn't have been in there. Regardless of whatever he went in there for, at this point it doesn't really matter. You shouldn't have been in there, Keyshawn.
And express certain things, then they probably still gonna believe his side, but this is the truth. Everything that happened in the locker room that he said happened, this shit didn't happen.
So what happened?
I walked in his room, and I was gonna, of course, good fight, not regular shit. But when we got in there, it was just, shit happened so fast. Security started running there, started breaking shit up. I'm just like, damn. They like, get out, get out, get out. I'm like, all right, I get out, because I ain't supposed to be in here anyways, right? All right, I get out. So then when we get out, we go in our locker room or whatever. That's that. Time go past, my brother and stuff start getting his stuff together. We walk back out the locker room, my brother's locker room, and in the hallway, we see some more commotion. So my natural reaction, I just start running to it.
This is it, right?
Right.
His natural reaction is because he's a fighter, bro. That's gonna be anybody that fights is gonna be the natural reaction. Let me run to that commotion, especially if my family's involved.
You basically just see me looking everywhere, what's up, what's up, what's up? And I see my mother, my child is snapping and shit. So I'm thinking somebody done put their hands on her. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm kind of getting mad, what now? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now I'm getting to that point now, because now I feel like y'all put my hands on my child. You know what I'm saying? And that was the second incident, but I ain't really, okay, cool, I can see where people be like, Keyshawn, you wrong. I ain't had to run up and do it. I ain't had to put myself in a lot of those situations, honestly. But I just feel like people are just really blown out of proportion, for real. I didn't put my hands on nobody that night.
So in the locker room, there were no punches thrown, there was nothing?
Nah, hell no.
No one touched anyone?
No. Really, soon as we got in.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know if that's true. Maybe he didn't put no hands on nobody, but that knot on Albright's head wasn't there, from what I know. And it could have happened after the fight. He could have went to the back. It could have swole up, but his face looked totally different from when he left the actual fight. So somebody put hands on him, and you shouldn't have been in there. So the fact that you shouldn't have been in there and somebody did put hands on him, whether it was you or not, all that matters.
In there, the security already was thinking
responsible.
that we was going to do something.
How long were you actually in there for?
Bro, we was in there for probably 10 seconds, 15 seconds,
Wow.
Literally, bro.
Because the interview that he did with Mark Kriegel on ESPN made it seem like there was a full-blown thing that happened in there.
I mean,
you saw that?
He's supposed to do that. He's supposed to do that. I seen clips and snips of it, but he's supposed to do that. And I said it, I think I said on my live, I said, honestly, bro, I don't got no love lost for you, bro. At the end of the day, you trying to feed your family, you trying to get another big fight at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So if you feel like you have
He would have got a big fight after that anyway. He would have got a fight after that anyway.
now you like just
He won the fight. He would have got a fight after that anyway.
Whatever.
There was a lot
I put
of.
myself in that position for you to do that.
He would have got a big fight after that. I won't say he would have got a huge fight, but he would have definitely had a fight and would have definitely got paid a little bit more. He put on a great performance, and there was a lot of eyes on that fight because of what happened with you. So I believe he would have got the fight anyway. Obviously, he's juicing the story. But something happened to him in that locker room, whether it was you or not. Something did happen in that locker room. His face didn't look the same from after the fight.
But bro, I did not touch this man. Like I really touched
Your
him.
brother?
No, ain't nobody touched him. The only people that touched him was fucking security that was backing us up from each other because they thinking that we was about to do something.
Wow, okay, because the story, as you know, was that there was like a fight and punches were thrown and all this stuff.
Right. That's
None of
the
that
story.
happened. Okay.
No.
And even back there in that scene, it's kind of hard to like.
We wasn't there. There's no camera, so we gotta believe him. But he could have fell and got the nine. I don't know, but we got no choice but to believe him. We wasn't there, so.
Understand what's going on, but I think the jarring thing was we saw your child there, right? And so it was like, man, what's going on with Keyshawn? Like,
Anybody could understand that. Anybody could understand that. If you see a commotion over there and you see your wife and your child over there, you running into that commotion. Any man, any woman is gonna do that same thing. They see their child over there and there's a commotion going on. You don't know. You know what just happened in the locker room. You don't know if this is something that happened. This is something that's happening because of what happened in the locker room. So you're definitely gonna run over there. You're definitely gonna be on alert. It's your family. So whoever don't understand that, kick rocks.
himself in this position
Right.
now as a dad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It wasn't a good look, obviously. You would
Right.
agree with that, right?
Nah, for sure. It wasn't no good look. And before I walked out the locker room, I'm thinking my son like in the car. I'm thinking he's going. I'm thinking, he was taken away. He was going. It wasn't until fucking in the midst of all of that,
Yeah.
I'm looking. I see a fucking stroller. I'm like, get off me, my son. And that's when they let me go and let me go to him. But I'm thinking he was already put up. Because I told, y'all go ahead, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Y'all go ahead and So when, in the midst of all that, when I seen a fucking stroller, I'm like, bro, just let me get my son, bro.
What happens after all this? Where do you go?
First things first, I really want the people to know that, of course, I'm human.
And by the way,
But-
let me take a step back. I meant like specifically, like after that. I don't mean in life. We'll get to that. But like when that clip ends, where do you go? Do you go home? Do you leave the arena? Where did you?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I meant.
Oh yeah, we left for sure. After,
Okay, that's
Ariel has a good way
Yeah,
of getting his point across without coming off like an
no other
asshole.
issues.
Nah, hell no.
Okay. And I didn't want to cut you off there from that
Nah, you
moment, but
good.
I'm just
You
trying to
good.
get the whole story here.
Yeah, for sure.
And you kind of remain quiet, right? You kind of
Sure.
remain quiet. You put out a statement. Did anything happen as a result of all this? You lost your belt, right?
Hold on, let me move.
Right.
Hold on.
Is there any sort of
Let's read the statement. I didn't read the statement. Let me move my camera real quick. For these past few weeks, I reflected over my actions and I apologize to everyone that I affected. I let my supporters down, especially the youth that looked up to me. I will set a better example. Thanks for everyone that's checking up on me. All love. And in the end, the truth will reveal itself. God body. I don't really know if you let the youth down. The youth be bugging these days, but I appreciate the comment. I appreciate you thinking about the youth, and I appreciate all of it.
suspension? Is there any sort of issue they have to deal with, or is it all clean?
No, I'm not clean. I'm not clean at all, honestly. The state of Virginia is, looking into some things to see what they want to do with me.
Leave him alone,
because
state of Virginia.
and-
Nobody got hurt.
And
The locker room incident?
yeah,
Okay.
in the backstage
Yeah.
incident, you know what I'm saying? And whatever it is, what it is. So we just gotta wait on, we had to send a letter in or whatever.
Okay.
So we just waiting on, their decision to see, what consequences I guess they gotta take forth, whether it's a fine, whether it's suspension, whatever they want to do, basically.
If you want, give him a
we
fine. Let him
see what
fight.
Virginia gonna do.
What do you think is going to happen? Like, will this keep you out for a while, or do you think you can fight again whenever you want to fight again?
Honest opinion,
Yeah.
I'm gonna come back when my mentor is ready.
Okay.
Like, that's my honest opinion. So they cannot suspend me and top rank be like, oh, Keyshawn, you fight September. If I don't feel that I'm ready to take on the limelight again for my son's sake, I'm not fighting again, honestly. So
You gotta
I'm
respect
not
that.
putting,
Right now,
I'm
he's
not putting
worried
my
about
head to where
letting that stuff go to his head again. The minute he
because
fights, and
at the end of the day,
you gotta respect that.
yes, this is about my career, but at the end of the day, this is about my life too, because I gotta live after boxing, and I don't want to be boxing and not having my head on straight at the end of the day. So it's gonna take some time, you know what I'm saying, for me to. It's just like it took time for me to reflect and give y'all a straight up answer, a straight up apology. You know what I'm saying? So whatever the commission do, I don't know. I care for sure. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I care, but I don't know. But I'm just not putting my head towards that because I just got to get Keyshawn together right now.
How is your mind right now?
Well, I feel like it speaks for itself. Honestly, I feel like it speaks for itself. I'm not gonna sit here and just be like, yo, I'm this, yo, I'm that. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all knew me when I came into the sport, and y'all see me now. And if you knew me, you should know that, man, Keyshawn gotta just get himself back. You know what I'm saying? So, that's just where I'm at right now. You know, for my son's sake. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm just trying to, you know, follow God, keep God close for sure. Like for sure, for real this time, and really listen to him, for real.
Are you talking to anyone? Are you getting help, therapy, anything like that?
Great question, Ariel.
Looking into it, for sure, looking into it. But again, like I don't want to make it like it's like a. I don't want to make this sound like an excuse or nothing like that.
No, I'm asking you the questions. You're not volunteering this information, but when you say my mind, I need to get my mind right, my head right, that leads me to think like maybe you need a little bit of help. And we talked a lot about your history with mental health and whatnot, and you were so open about that. And so I don't know if that's something you wanted to revisit.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who knows it, and I don't want to talk about the situation. But there was a point where Keyshawn wanted to unalive himself or tried to unalive himself. So that's what they're talking about, the history with the mental history, which is why with the mental history. I'm sorry. Which is why you gotta kind of understand when I say these things that I'm saying in these videos. He's taking the accountability. He's a young man making mistakes. You gotta also understand there's also a young man that tried to unalive himself. So you gotta take that with all the stuff he's probably been through as a child growing up. So when he deals with these pressures, that's probably the stuff that comes back to him. I'm not saying that he wants to unalive himself, but whatever he made him want to unalive himself, those traumas are probably still there hidden inside. And that's why I say this young man needs all our love. He needs our support. And he got a fan in me.
see, right, the difference between when we was talking about that mental health stuff last time was that was like the past shit. So now it's like
The right now. Yeah.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
If you're a man over 30 who makes at least 150 grand a year and you're still embarrassed to take your shirt off at the pool,
this shit is real. This shit is very, very real.
And fresh.
I could have, exactly. And I could have went off the track like, something. I'm going through stuff, and you know that's why I did. Like, nah, I don't even want it to come off that way. Like, I was wrong, and I'm grown up to know like I need to be better for my son, for myself, and for God. Like, you can see it's hard for me, you know what I'm saying?
course,
But you
yeah.
see that I'm really like being real and truthful and honest right now, you know what I'm saying? So I just gotta, when I get back to boxing, just know that I am gonna be a better Keyshawn. Just know that.
And so you were quiet. You kind of just.
I don't think you was a bad Keyshawn, bro. I think you just made a mistake. So shout out to you, but I don't think you was a bad Keyshawn, bro.
disappeared, right?
For sure.
Like, where did you go? What did you do?
For sure. I was just literally spending time with my son every single day. Every single day. I ain't even miss a day until I went on vacation. But every single day for 2 months, really, I was just with my son, day in, day out, because and my family as well, because those are people that's really gonna love me through thick and thin, through whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I was just spending time with family. You know, I just came back from Mexico on a trip, just trying to really reset. You know what I'm saying? And I haven't even posted nothing. Like, I can be posting about my trip. I can post about my son. I can post about a lot of stuff that I've been doing, but I gotta fall back from the media. I gotta fall back from the limelight, like, because I can't really take that shit right now.
Right. And so the decision, like, you did the Instagram live.
Yeah.
And now here you are. I think this is your first interview, right?
Yep.
Why did you feel like now was the right time to sort of reemerge?
Talking to God, honestly. listening. Just keep trying to do the right things. After I got on live and I opened it up, and I got on my own platform and opened up a little bit, it's like, all right, Keyshawn, it's like, I felt like something in me was like, all right, Keyshawn, now let's take it a step further. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it was a post on my story, which it was just so sweet. And everybody was like, oh, I'm proud of you for it. And a lot of other people was like, nah, like, you gotta really own up to it. But people don't know, like, I'm taking baby steps into this shit. You know what I'm saying? So I made like a little story post.
Bro, you cope with that however you feel like you gotta cope with it. But I'm gonna leave the interview there. It's a good interview. If you want to watch the rest of it, go watch it at Ariel Helwani. It was a great interview. So let me know what you think about it in the comments below. Peace.